I've been playing Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth for almost 2 weeks now, and I've already made a bunch of mistakes that I wish I could take back. And in this video, I want to talk about what I did so you don't make these same mistakes and you could build your account a lot more efficiently than I did. And if you're ready to see what I did and what you should do instead, then you know what to do, Valley Club. Find that like button and let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hello. What is up, Valley Club? Welcome back to the Valley Snap channel. Hope you're having a great day. I am ValleyFlyin, and in this video, we're talking all about Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth, and some of the things that I did in the beginning of this game in my initial account and what I wish I did instead. Now, normally we're talking about Marvel Snap on this channel, but I think we are going to start to cover Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth a little bit more. And if you want more content at Lord of the Rings Middle-earth to help you progress, get your account set up, and not make the same mistakes I did, well, hit that subscribe button for more content. But let's go right into the game. And I think one of the biggest mistakes that you can make early on in one of your early initial phases of this game is not managing your resources. Now, initially, you're going to get a lot of gold. You have a lot of experience. You have a lot of this campaign energy that you need to spend, but that starts going away. Probably around level 30 is when you start to really feel that gold crunch and that experience crunch. And that is what you need to level up your characters. We go into the game and we go to Frodo, for example, and if we want to level up this character, it's going to take a little over 7,000 gold, a little over 7,000 experience, and these are the two things that you need to level up your characters. And there's also one more thing. For your light side characters, you're going to need these luminous crystals. The dark side characters, your shadow characters, you're going to need those shadow crystals. Those are some of the most valuable resources in the game, and it's very easy to waste them early on because you have so much of these. And then when it starts tightening up, you're getting some bottlenecks. I felt like I wish I would have done a little different. And that leads into this next tip that I have for you. One of the big mistakes that I made was investing in way too many characters. If you look at this, I have a bunch of characters up at the higher gear levels, up at gear tier 5, and that's probably a little too much for some of these characters. Some of these characters are not very good, like these hobbits. I invested in Frodo because I thought it's gonna be a good character, kind of the title character, the main character of the movies, and just not a good character, at least in these initial phases. Same thing with Pippin, same thing with Sam, just these hobbits are not good. So that is one of the mistakes. Don't invest in these bad characters. You only have a limited amount of resources. So what are the teams that you should be building? Well, I believe that you should have one light side team and one shadow team. The light side team that I'd recommend, and I went with the Rivendell team initially with Strider as a leader. We had the hobbits, and then replacing and then filling out that squad with Eothane and Eowyn. So those are the two characters that I did. But as we started to unlock characters, we unlocked Eomer, who is a great character and synergizes very well with Eowyn, Eothane, and this full Rohan squad, or this 3-piece Rohan squad. That is the characters that I would go back and invest in a little bit more, not invest in some of these hobbits. I probably still would invest in Strider, probably not in Frodo, and maybe just by default investing in Pippin because he is a healer. Not a great healer, but he's a very good healer, and he's one of the only initial light side healers that you have in these beginning phases of the game. So I probably would just go with Pippin, forgetting about unlocking Sam, because that's one of the other mistakes that I made, was focus on investing in these characters so I could unlock Sam, but Sam is not that great right now. So maybe if it gets a rework, if there's other characters in the game that are going to push these characters a little better, that's who I would invest in for light side. And as far as dark side, I think I did make some good choices here, but I also made some bad choices as well. Ugluk, very good character. He has a great leadership ability and works with a nice 3-piece with the orcs there. The other two orcs that you're going to pair him with are Mauhur, who is a very early game farm, and you could get him, has some great synergy with Ugluk. The other character is one of the best shadow side healers in the game, at least in the early stage of the game, is Dunhar. And those are the characters that I would invest in early on. Now, there's a couple different ways you could go with those final couple characters. I think Ironhide is a very good character, but he's only available on your guild missions, and he takes a lot. He takes 180 shards to unlock this character. So you're going to be farming this character for a while before you have him unlocked. I still would unlock this character and then also maybe unlock Pippin as well for that healer squad. As far as the last character for your orc squad, you have this character, Edric, who's available early on and is a decent character early on, but after about level 20 or so, you probably want to switch to some other characters. I went with Grimpa, who is a bad choice. He's also available in the guild campaigns, in the second chapter of the guild campaigns. But I think if I have to do this again, I would just wait for the calendar unlock of Great Goblin, excuse me, and build up this character. The other character that is pretty decent is Morza. Now, standalone, not a great character, but because like Ugluk and Dunhar and Manhar is a Isengard orc, so it's going to have some synergy there. Testing this character out a little bit in Arena and kind of disappointed right now. I probably would put more resources into Ironhide, unlock that character a little faster, and put my investments there. He's a great character with a lot of AoE attacks. So in finding the team that you want, so finding a shadow team, and again, I would recommend these orcs there, the orc squad, and for the light side, investing more in the Rohan squad, but not investing in too many of these bad characters because, like I said, with that first mistake, there's only a limited amount of resources. Now, one mistake that I did early on, if you see the star level of some of these characters, they're probably higher than they need to be, like Grimpa and a few of these other characters. Stars aren't as important in this game. In Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth, stars aren't as important. And one place that really screwed me up was this guild campaign. We look in chapter 1, this is where you could farm characters. You have Ironhide here, Pippin, you have, I can't remember this character's name, it's Edric, and then you have Ugluk here. So these are decent characters that you could use early on. And instead of moving on to the next chapter and farming that, I spent a lot of time farming Ironhide, getting more stars for Pippin, which I kind of regret, getting building up this character, and then getting stars for Ugluk. Now, that is all well and good, but once you reach your star target, I kept farming these characters, which I wouldn't recommend at this point. I would recommend getting to chapter 3 and then focusing on these things, these ability materials, the common ability material, the uncommon ability material, and this one, the rare ability material that's going to help you level up your abilities, because stars aren't as important as other Hero Collector games. You're getting only about 4% bonus per level that you reach, or as you get each next star level. But where you're going to get more benefits is by leveling up their character level here. You're going to get more bonuses by leveling up their gear. So really saving those shadow crystals and those luminous crystals is going to be very important for you to make sure that you have all those crystals that you could equip on the characters that you think are important in this game. Again, one shadow team, one light team, and then combining those for a strong arena team. So save your crystals and or don't chase the stars, chase these other things, chase the levels, chase the gear, chase this abilities. I think a good star target for some of your major characters can be either 3 or 4 stars. After that, you get into this place of diminishing returns. It's not as good for the gold that you spend. You're probably better spending the gold and experience on leveling up the characters, spending that on upping their abilities. And that is one thing that I would chase now, or do differently. Now, I said you need one light side team and one shadow side team. We're going to need a few other teams in here if you're trying to do these challenges. And one of the big things I would do initially is get as much through the campaign, the light and the shadow campaign, as possible. Also get as far in these challenges as possible. As you can see with this, as you increase in tier, you're getting more and more resources. And as the tier 4, you actually get to this shadow crystal fragments level 3, and it goes up from there, more and more gear. But getting to these highest tiers, now for these tiers you would need certain characters that fill these certain tags to get this. So for the dark relics, you need orc and elf characters. That's something that I wasn't focused on initially. For these wondrous abilities, for more ability materials, you need more attacker and support characters. For this Forge in the Deep, where you're going to get these luminous crystals, you need human and goblin characters. There's not a lot of great goblins in the early stages of the game, so you're relying more on your humans. We talked about gold being a major bottleneck, and to get more gold in these gold challenges, you're going to need to build up your light side characters. So kind of something that you're already doing for your campaign missions. This is where you're going to get your artifacts. Now, this is a resource that you're going to use in the store, your challenge coins. This appears 3 times per week on Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. So save these up. This is a store that resets every single day. This is very, very valuable stuff in this store. So get as high on this as possible. You're going to need tanks and healers to up this level. and you need shadow characters to get more experience. So your gold and your experience is based on shadow and light characters. The other ones you're going to need to build up certain tags. One other mistake that I briefly mentioned that I do want to mention one more time is focusing too much on this Gardener's Journey, getting these Sam Gamgee shards. Not a very good prize for all that investment that you need to do. And what you would need to do to get to this tier 2 is to get these characters to 4-star, Strider to 4-star, which is something that you could naturally do just by playing the game, doing all of your daily challenges. You're going to get 5 Strider shards every single day that you do all your challenges. Frodo is a character that you could farm. Mary is a character you could farm, but late game. So getting your Sam Gamgee to higher than 3 stars is going to take a lot of time in the game to unlock this node for Mary. And then Pippin, we talked about him on one of those early guild campaign missions. So to get to this, you need a big requirement. Once you get unlock that Mary shards, or if you purchase the Hobbit shards from one of the offers in the store, you may want to do this a little earlier. But if you're a free-to-play player like I was in the first few days, I'm still a free-to-play player, you might want to skip this. Now, let's talk about your bad purchases in the shop. There's a supply shop that refreshes all the time. You have your main supplies here, and I wouldn't purchase anything here. Maybe if you have an abundance of gold and you need this stuff, it's not that bad to purchase this early on, but when gold becomes such a huge bottleneck, I probably wouldn't purchase too much of this stuff. And you can purchase character shards here with some of your crystals, your premium currency in the game. And I wouldn't purchase any of these characters here either, because while they are good characters, this is the premium resource in the game. You don't get a lot of these premium currency every day in the game. So this is very, very valuable. Unless you're spending a lot of money in the game, I would avoid these characters. The characters you get here are Wilfin, Troll Brute, and this great goblin that you will unlock through a calendar after 7 days of playing the game. To get more stars on this character, though, you would need to spend some crystals or get lucky with one of the chests. Next is this arena store, and you get some great characters in the arena store. Aramir, you can see I already bought some shards for him. He's a great character. Shagrat, we already started building him as a great orc character, a mortal orc, which down the road I think is going to be very valuable, but this is going to be a long farm to get this character. Eomir is a great character. He's a part of that Rohan team that we mentioned. Other character that is in this store is Goldburst, but I would focus on Eomir first, Shagrat second, and then after that, I would focus on any other characters you want. This challenge section here is where you're going to spend those challenge coins that you got from your daily challenges. There's 2 great characters here. You could go either direction, but you got to be very, very selective of who you pick, because as you can see, you don't have a lot of this challenge coins, and these are very expensive. 1,000 of these coins just for 2 shards. So this gets very expensive, but you got 2 awesome characters here. One in Bolg is one of the best damage dealers in the game right now. You also have a Halbrad, who's one of the leaders for the Ranger squad. So you got 2 different directions that you could go. I would pick one and go all in on that character. If you want another orc for your shadow characters, go with Bolg. If you want to look into the leadership of Halbrad, investing in more of a Ranger squad, Strider, and a few others, then I'll go Halbrad. But pick one and go with that character. Don't go with both, because there's not enough challenge currency that you're going to get on a daily basis that you could invest in these characters. And last but not least is this guild campaign. You should have a bunch of guild characters here. You have 2 characters here. Miri, who is okay in a Ranger squad. If you're going that Halbrad direction, you can go for Miri. If you are needing a tank, if you're very early in the game and don't have a tank, Wubete is a tank that appears in this store, but not a very great character. What I would use this stuff on is this ability materials. And if you see any shadow crystals or luminous crystals that pop up here, that's what I would use this on. So that's the places that I would do to store. Those are the purchases I'd make. Those are some of the regrets that I have, that hopefully this you learning from this video, you don't make those same mistakes. And last but not least, this is a very simple one, but I want to remind you, do all your daily challenges. Every time you complete all these daily challenges, you're getting 5 more Strider shards. He's a very good character. Even outside of that Rivendell team, he still has a lot of value. Has a strong AoE attack, some strong crits. So make sure you're doing your challenges every single day. And that is it. Those are the biggest regrets I have in my first week and a half or so of Lord of the Rings, Heroes of Middle-earth. Hopefully this video helps you. Hopefully this helps you to not make those same mistakes that I did. And if this video did provide you some value, hit that like button, because it does help that YouTube algorithm. Subscribe for more great Lord of the Rings content, and I'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your day, and keep on smashing, guys. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out.